Hello, this is Stephanie and this is Talk Tales and Trivia. How are you today? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. I'm in a little bit of a wacky mood. I think it has to do with the topic of the day. My yay for the day, as I say. I'm curious about short stories today and why we should read them. Why am I curious, you say? Well, I have a little tale of my own here. I was organizing the other day and I noticed a sizable stack of short story books. Yep. And they kind of were in the corner, hidden, and they had like a little coating of dust on them, little cobwebs. No, I'm only kidding about that. But they were neglected and they were kind of sad looking. So I picked one up and said, you know what? Gosh darn it, I'm going to read this short story. I am going to read one of these short stories. And it happened to be a short story book that I'd had for, I think I've had it for about 15 years. And it is called Cat Tail Mysteries. And it's very interesting. It's a book about mysteries, and the mysteries are all surrounded by cats, by a cat or cats giving clues about the mystery. I think that's kind of interesting. When I worked at Barnes & Noble many years ago, I saw it on the sale rack outside the store. And I said, that sounds very interesting. So I picked it up. There are about 100 stories in it. And I haven't actually finished all of them. And some of them I liked so much that I kind of starred them and reread them. So it's a very good book. It's kind of thick, hardcover, so it's hard to travel with. But it's always a good read. If you see that book, it's hilarious and it's kind of cute. So let's kind of delve into a little bit of history, if you will. Short stories require a different way of seeing, thinking, and accepting because of the short story formula that perhaps you learned, and I know I've learned in middle school, which is the introduction of characters and proximity, the gradual climb to the main point of the story, like, for example, a murder, and then the sudden drop to the resolution, and then the beautiful finish at the end. It's usually easier to follow the plot of a short story than a novel because the author has to get to the main point quicker to keep the reader's interest. Because it is a short story, these key points need to be crisp and precise, with no lingering details. The fact that the writing formula is different than that of a novel, well, it means that you could very easily read a short story at the same time as a novel and not get confused, even if it's the same genre. Well, why would you do that? Let's explore this. It's a quick, non-committal read on lunch breaks and in between tasks, and it's a great way to fall into a nice, calm sleep at the end of a very busy day. It is relaxing to know you don't have to finish a whole book, especially in the summertime, like it is now, when there seems to be more activities in a day than there is time. You have Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, you have pool parties, outdoor family gatherings, you have the kids to shuttle around to activities and games, and most of the time you're waiting in the car. So short stories are perfect. This summer, I love reading this one particular author who bases all her novels in Nantucket in the summertime. I always save her books for the summer because it's perfect reading, and it gets me really in a summery kind of mood. But I didn't have really a problem the other day starting a short story when I hadn't finished her novel because it was different, and I was able to finish it in a snap, and then I was able to go back to the novel and feel like I hadn't missed a beat. So that's kind of cool. It's easier to follow the storyline than a novel because of the formula we discussed earlier, and the author has to get to the main point quicker. It's interesting to note that even if it doesn't hold your interest, most people and most of my friends that I talked to about this finish reading a short story because they can. Actually, short stories are only about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 pages even, less time than watching a TV show or this here podcast. Short stories are terrific for self-esteem because they will make you feel like you accomplished something by starting and finishing the short story in one sitting. Writers who are able to publish collections of short stories are generally well-established novelists that already have a fan base. such as my personal favorite, J.D. Salinger, John Updike, Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King. I don't think I'd read the novel by Stephen King, but I know for sure I'd read a short story. I'm squirmish, and I think I could handle a short story by Stephen King. They are perfect for book clubs because they are easy to finish and to remember the storyline and characters. So you can have that glass of wine at the book club and still kind of know what's going on in the book. There are short story books with specific interests too. Ghost short stories, Christmas and holiday short stories, murder mystery short stories by a favorite author. Just go to Amazon or anywhere online and you'll see what I'm talking about. Type in short stories and a bevy of short stories come up. And I don't know, I've seen this and I know you have probably too, but if you choose and buy a short story, it will come with a recommended short story that you should read or you might be interested in reading along with it. So that's kind of cool. Most of my short stories collection have a winter holiday theme, I noticed the other day, because that is my favorite time of the year. And I love reading a short story and watching it snow, and it's a winter theme. It's kind of cool. Short stories are easy reading while waiting for doctor appointments, friends or family. They're just better than a novel. You often forget what you've read in a novel if you're not sitting quietly at home. Short stories are a snap. They're easy to travel anywhere with. You know, I always remember airports have a huge collection. So if you ever forget your book, which I've done before, and go to a bookstore in an airport, they're usually in the front of the store, in a stand at the front of the store. And it's perfect. You know, you'll finish a short story before getting to your destination, and they know that. I used to work at Barnes & Noble, and I will tell you, the front stand is the most important stand in a bookstore. And they know that that's kind of what you're looking to do. You have kids, you have a lot of luggage, you've probably forgotten your book, you're going up and down stairs or elevators, you're going to a tram. These are all important facts that bookstore owners realize. So that's why they have them in airports and the stands in the front of the store. For me, rereading a short story is more fun than rereading a novel. I'm often amazed by how much more I appreciate a short story when I read it over. I find different important information that is pertinent and I didn't catch the first time around. I didn't notice it the first time around. So if you're ever looking for something to do and you're stuck in a situation where you are out and about, it's great to have a short story to pull out of your purse and to use. And they're great for gifts. There's nothing better than receiving a short story book for me for a gift, Christmas, birthday, because you can have them by author, like I said before. You can have them by genre, and they are perfect for people of all ages. I know that they're perfect for the young adults who have other activities. And you know what? I'll tell you, now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually good for young adults because they don't have to be online so much. That's always a pet peeve of mine, that the young kids are online. And it would be nice to see them actually kind of getting away from being online so much and sitting down and reading a book. And it's interesting to note, and I'll just tell you that I actually like books better than a Kindle or a device that I can read on. I like to feel that the pages in the book. And I think I've mentioned that before in another episode, that it actually does something to you when you can actually feel a book and hold a book. It feels very special to me. So if you're interested in short stories, I would love to know a short story book that I could possibly get into. I could possibly like. I'd like to know what short story book you've been reading, and if you plan to read a short story book after this here episode. So let me know. As always, I am on iTunes and Stitcher. Subscribe, please. And I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my email address is talktalesandtrivia@gmail.com. That's it for this episode of Talk Tales and Trivia. I hope that I've enlightened you a little bit about short stories. I know that it was a great topic for me to research, and a lot of things I forgot about in the short story research. So this is it for this episode, and I will talk to you in another episode, and we'll have a great topic as usual. So I will see you then, and I wish you well. Hello. This is Stephanie again, Talk Tales and Trivia. I wanted to pop back on to mention some of the books that I like, some of the short story books that I like, and that I've been reading for quite some time now. The first one is Crafty Cat Crimes, 100 Tiny Cattail Mysteries. It's by Barnes & Noble. It has a quirky concept here. Cats are always in the stories, and they're helping human beings solve the crimes. It's kind of cute. Christmas at the Mysterious Bookshop is next, edited by Otto Penzler. He owned the Mysterious Bookshop in New York City, and his only requirement for authors is that they had to be around Christmas time, and it had to involve the Mysterious Bookshop in some place in their short story. So that was kind of interesting. The next one is Murder for Christmas. This has two components that I like in it. It has murder and it has Christmas, and it contains 24 tales of seasonal malice, and it has authors like Woody Allen, O. Henry, Thomas Hardy, and many more. There's also another book that I wanted to mention. It's not a short story book, it's a novel, but I did mention it, so I have to give that shout out to Elin Hilderbrand. She's one of my favorites. She's the Nantucket author that writes about Nantucket and the summertime, and it's very easy stories. They're a little big, but they're easy stories. You get through them really quickly. So that's really all I wanted to say. I'll see you for another Talk Tales and Trivia soon.